opposition. Asanteni sana.
Okay, go ahead.
Like all other parties, and as provided for in the Political Parties Act, every dispute is first, taken to the internal mechanisms of the party, and therefore, even when they wrote the letter, the registrar quite correctly referred the matter back to the party. And on Wednesday, when we sat in NEC, we agreed to go in terms of our constitution, Article 28 of the DP Constitution, to appoint what is provided for an ad hoc committee to deal with that complaint which they had raised. And therefore, that is where we are. We have complied with the requirements of the Constitution, and we expect that that ad hoc committee will be handling that matter. I think people just, we are in that exciting moment of politics. So what was happening in the parliament was just, people trying to get some bonga points here and there, say this or the other, because I don't think we spend too much time dealing with non-issues. But remember again, those are the procedures of the House. Even when we go back, we still have to revisit the matter. And I may not be at liberty to discuss some of those processes, how they will pan out. But it is something which is settled, and I'm happy that I'm flanked by two senior lawyers here. That if you want to produce an exhibit, you first must give it so that whoever is presiding can determine on, first of all, whether it is an authentic document, whether it is, it bears or what is required, it is an official document, or what is it, what kind of document is it, does it bear the coat of arms, all those matters that require a determination on admissibility. So that's why I'm saying we spend a lot of time discussing non-issues. But I think, again, it is because of the time where we are in. We are, wakati ule wa watu kutafuta bonga points. So walikuwa natafuta bonga points. Na nafikiri walizipata. Ideally, I don't think whether it should be a deal breaker, because as long as it is convenient for the IEBC to print ballot papers, if they are not inconvenienced by whatever date, then the end date is perfect. And therefore, I personally will not have any particular preference. But the earlier the better, the earlier the better, so that people can start organizing themselves. And therefore, I have no quarrel with the date given by the IEBC, and perhaps they have a good reason, because remember, the names of the presidential candidate and their running mates have to be printed on some, ballot paper that has got some certain features. And it may well be that IEBC, in giving that date and taken cognizance of the periods that they may need to go and do the printing. So I think as long as there are reasons that are valid, we shouldn't have a lot of difficulties with what they have given out. There's no law which has been controversial. That is an administrative matter, and usually it is based on a raft of considerations, one of which is the time taken to go and print the ballot papers. That's one of the considerations. Every political party is governed by its own constitution and rules regarding nominations. And therefore, if a party has in its constitution and its regulations the avenue of consensus building, so be it. But of course, where there is no consensus, usually every party has a provision for other methods, which could include universal suffrage or just party membership. And sometimes some parties even have provision for caucuses. They, where people meet in a county and decide that this is a person that the party would wish to carry its flag. Well, it is one of those things. Sometimes it leaves a lot of bitterness in the mouths of certain people, but also even universal suffrage usually leaves bitterness in the mouths of many people, some people, as well as even when you say you're going to do nomination using party membership lists. All systems, as long as it's some form of competition, there will always be some losers and winners, and sometimes depending on how things pan out, how they are worked out, there will always be some complaints here and there. I think it's not good, but let's suffice to say that the president is a Democrat and appreciates various shades of opinions, and from time to time there's a possibility of holding different points of view, which is not a bad thing in itself. But like he has chosen to support his arch rival in the last 2 elections, but today they are working together. So that's the way, politics is dynamic. So today you are holding this view, tomorrow you may be given the changes that may have happened in the political space. You change your viewpoints.
Yes, so I think the confusion on the the submission of the name of the presidential running mate is emanating from the elections laws regulations of 2012 as amended in 2017. And I think the bone of contention, looking at the regulations, they require political parties to submit the name of their aspirants 7 days after conclusion of nominations. So the nominations are to conclude on the 21st. And in IBC's interpretation, they are interpreting that to mean that the aspirants include the name of the running mate. But that may be subject to questioning, because you are aware that the presidential running mates, they present themselves for clearance when they are taking the documents, including the signatures of the 2,000 supporters from at least half of the counties. And there is a timeline for that, from 22nd of May all the way to 6th of June. So I think that's something that is basically a misinterpretation in my view. The view here is that the name of the aspirants is all the way from the MCAs all up to the president, and the presidential aspirant has the leeway to submit the name of the running mate as they are getting clearance. So I think it is too much ado about nothing. This is something that needs to be cleared, and I believe in the interest of of all the parties. I think the confusion and the heat is being generating is some of the political parties may not have completed the process of identifying their running mates, and that's why you are finding political parties becoming uncomfortable. Possibly they are looking for a bit more time to be able to consult, to be able to bring more people together, and then they get the ideal running mate. But this is something that can be discussed and they are cleared of it.
Mama wenzangu, so far tumefikisha 350k kwa akaunti yetu ya chama. Tufanye aje na hizi pesa zetu?
Naona tununue vitenge zinafanana. Vitenge. Hapana, tununue sufuria za non-stick.
Sufuria.
Tununueni kate.
Kate. Ai, mama wenzangu, vote tununue kaploti.
Kuna watu wanauza plots na nyuki.
Na nyuki?
Hebu tuwapigie simu watupe uhondo.
Hello.
Thank you for calling Optiven. How may we assist you?
Can we get a plot with 350,000 in Nanyuki?
Yes, you can get a plot at the Great Oasis Gardens in Nanyuki today for as low as 349,000 shillings.